this is FantasyEsque, and welcome back to The Sims 4 Vampire Amazon with the Salazar Coven. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it immensely. We are picking up not that late at night, but still later than we initially planned, with our vampire coven at the Winter Escape gathering around our ancient gathering ground for an exchange of old stories. So we have all of our vampires gathered. Now the kids were getting some rest, so they were sleeping, but we brought them down. Everyone has kind of changed into their gowns, and they're ready for the scholar to lead them in this night of tale and mystery and myth, everything that has happened in the past couple of generations, or things that never gets talked about. I think maybe parts of the history that have been forgotten almost to everyone except the scholar who reads up on these kind of things and keeps the stories of the ancestors alive. So we're gonna dive right in. Everyone's gonna basically just tell stories to the Sims closest to them, and also we really want to hone in that bonding time right now. So any negative emotions, sentiments that these Sims have, we want to try and rectify all of that tonight as everyone is chatting with each other and talking. So let's dive on in and get this going. So Oriana, she's already chatting with, oh my goodness, why did I get thrown up here? She's already chatting with the queen. So I am going to leave them be. I'm sure they're telling stories to each other, and some of the Sims might get up and do stuff. Look, see, gossip about the ancient vampires. Okay, let's go ahead and start telling a story of some sort. So let's see, what kind of story might we be able to tell? Let's have a look. We could share a Winter Escape Spirit, which we'll do, and then we'll try and find a story to tell. There's so many like interactions to go through. It's a little bit crazy. Where's my story? See, this group story thing, we could tell a ghost story, but I feel like the ghost stories don't entirely work. Is that me? I don't know if they fixed that, but I've always felt as though the ghost stories are broken. I remember trying this in Generation 1, and it just wasn't working out that well. I'll try it again with Oriana, and I don't know if anything's going to happen with this, but this is kind of an issue I feel as though we've had. I don't know if she's telling the story. I don't feel like she is. Did she get a drink? I'm going to get the queen to give a drink to Oriana, because she is quite thirsty, but I always want to tell the group stories, but I feel like they never work. The Sims kind of just stare at each other and don't do anything. Do you guys have this issue, or is this just me? I feel like it's a thing. Like, nobody chats to each other. Okay, we'll see. Look, now she's abandoned that particular pursuit. Let's see. What other story is there that we can tell? Let's tell an engaging story. So she's going to start telling a story to Wisteria. We'll get Zelda to maybe tell a story to Soul. And I'm sure the kids are kind of like listening to all the adults talk and maybe even exchanging stories with each other. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Where's the Winter Spirit, actually? I want to share the... Don't complain about the Winter Escape. This is a great place. A great thing that we're doing. Okay. So we had a dramatic story on... Or did we have an engaging story? We had something. Let's get her to... Oh my goodness. Give me some stories. Why are there so many interactions? There's like just too many interactions. Can we have like a story tab, please? We don't even have a story tab. Do you see how long I've been trying? Okay, dramatic story. Thank you. We'll tell a dramatic story, and she's talking about a bear of some sort. Okay, and then the sisters, the twins, are going to chat with each other. And let's get them to go ahead and Don't complain about the winter escape. We want to be happy about this. Do we have... She's gonna show excitement about the winter escape. Oh, darn it. I thought we had one of the story options there. It's okay. It's okay. Galaxia is gonna tell an engaging story. There's really only the 2 stories we can tell for these Sims. And look at these 2. They look so sad. They're just staring at everyone else talk, kind of left out. They're like, I'm not close enough to hear what you're saying, but... Okay, well, why don't they share their excitement with each other and try and... Let's sing about the winter escape. And then we're going to share our excitement, and we're going to go ahead and see if maybe we can... Can the kids talk about stories? I don't know. Oh, make-believe story. Yes, they can. So, Yuki, I mean, she is the scholar in line. She is the scholar's child. So I feel like she would know some things that the others don't. So she's going to tell the princess some stories, maybe about Solani, like the Solani alliance with the previous generation. I'm not entirely sure if this generation has gone. They might have. I don't remember. I feel like Wisteria. Well, Saphira, yes. Why not? Saphira can like mischief. Who knows? She might become mischievous because she's, I don't know if I would say resentful, but maybe she's just a little bit kind of out of center from having to be a champion when she doesn't feel as though she's inclined to be a champion. So we've got that going. And look at everyone busy chatting with each other. It makes me so happy. But they're going to take turns talking to each other. And it is quite late into the night. I wonder what everyone's talking about. So with Oriana and Wisteria... Oh, these 2 disagreed about something. I don't know what they were talking about. Maybe they were talking about the ancient tales of Kali Rana and how she went ahead and, you know, she was super ruthless, but she was always at the forefront of making sure that Sheba was able to do what she needed to. And maybe Zelda is actually saying, Soul, you don't measure up to your ancestors. You don't measure up to the ancient Rana reigns, which is so sad. But they could be talking about that. I'm not entirely sure what Oriana and Wisteria would be, like what kind of story or myth they would be talking about from their heritage, from their ancient days. But Oriana is from the Nox line, which was introduced in the 2nd generation. So she's not one of the ancient bloodlines, unfortunately. Yeah, so something between these 2 obviously should be telling the queen maybe a story that she isn't entirely familiar with from the olden days. So that's kind of intriguing. And her mother was a scholar, so yeah. I think her grandmother was introduced, Lady Swan Knox was introduced in Generation 2, and she was a scholar. She was the 2nd scholar, actually. Lilith was the 1st, and then she died. Like I said, blood sacrifice to Morgana. I mentioned this in the previous episode, I think. So that's kind of interesting with them, too. Oh, okay. Well, they had a bit of a disagreement. And now Zelda is yelling at Soul. I swear I said I wanted this whole situation. Well, they laughed that off, which is good. But I want this situation to be a way to bond. Don't yell at each other. Okay, where is Aphrodite gone? Where did Aphrodite go? Oh, she really had to go to the restroom. Aphrodite, come back down. Come back down, child. You need to join everyone with the stories. You can't escape, you're the princess. Okay, they're still chatting with each other, but for some reason, Soul and Zelda are just not getting along. The 2 dragon sisters, they, on the other hand, are having a great time chatting with each other, and I'm not entirely sure what they would talk about. I feel as though, like, this is a time of stories, right? So you would talk about stories, and in fact, maybe, with the thought bubbles into Galaxia, I feel like she's possibly talking about the the friendship and union of their grandmother, Queen Athena, and Lady Nymphadora, who is Oriana's mother, and possibly chatting about how Athena and Nymphadora, they've kind of gone ahead, like they were the best of friends and they were really close to each other, but then suddenly um, their relationship didn't last. There was, in essence, the love that Athena had for Nymphadora is what caused their relationship to break apart. And that friendship didn't last, and whatever relationship they have just broke apart. And Nymphadora didn't want to commit to that because she didn't feel the same way about Athena. So I feel like that's kind of a story they might be discussing, um, because it has to do with their grandmother, right? It's something that they probably have heard about through the grapevine. So that's kind of interesting. And poor Yuki, she doesn't have anyone to talk with. In fact, why don't you come here and chat to Princess Aphrodite? You can tell a story to Aphrodite. So let's go there. You can sit together and chat with each other. I wonder what story they're gonna talk about. It's kind of fun to imagine like what stories they might be interested in. Princess Athena, why would you just swap seats? Oh, they want to swap seats. Now, what would these be talking about? They've got like a dollhouse slash a castle. I guess that could be the champions in essence. I'm not entirely sure what story Yuki would be sharing with the princess. Some of them I can't tell. Some of them I have like an inkling of what it might be that they're discussing. And I don't know what Aphrodite and Yuki might be interested in either. In fact, guys, you know what would be fun? Why don't we take this opportunity, since it is kind of like a Vamp Fest sort of setting, why don't you guys share your stories, your ancient myths of the vampire Amazons, like from Generation 1? Like, what do you remember about generation incidents that happened in Generation 1 or 2 or 3? And why don't you share them in the comments below, and we can say that maybe the vampires actually talked about some of those stories or shared some of those stories. And I think it would be a really cool way for us to kind of participate in VampFest as well. So why don't we go ahead and do that? I've already thought of a couple that I kind of shared with you guys. I mean, I did a few in the previous episode, but stuff I've shared with you guys about what Zelda and Soul might have been talking about, and then what the Dragon Sisters might have been talking about. And they have some sentiments gained for each other, which is actually really sweet. It's so nice when the sisters get along well. Oh, look at that. They have quality time together, which is good. That's really nice to hear. That makes me so happy. And look, they've chatted through the night. It's like 7 a.m. Oh my goodness. It's 7 a.m. and they're still going. They're still chattering. Unfortunately, Lady Zelda and Soul are having an abhorrent conversation. Confrontation. How did they get this bad? I don't know. Well, Zelda's super inspired and now Soul is so sad. You know what, guys? I think that is exactly the conversation they had when Zelda started telling this story about the ancient Ranarains and how Soul doesn't measure up. Because she is mean, right? She's petty and she's mean. And I guess that just didn't go well with Soul, and now she's really sad about it. That's so sad. But they have a festering grudge now, and they have a personal rift, which is unfortunate because literally early in the day, or yesterday, you could say, they were having, see, now the conversation's done, but they were having a good sentiment for each other. They had a little bit of a grudge, I think. But it said that they were growing closer from quality time. This is why you have to be careful with what you say to people and how you say things to people. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, well, I feel as though with the morning upon us, it's probably a good time for the Sims to start branching off and spending kind of Friday relaxing and doing whatever it is they want, because then on Saturday they will be heading back to, oh, I think, yeah, on Saturday they'll be heading back to the castle to celebrate Zora's birthday. So I am going to let them go about doing what they want. Let's turn autonomy back on. Nice. And then we'll try and help these ladies with some of the stuff they want to do. Okay, well, the princess is hungry, and I think we have a... Do we have a butler here? Can you butlers actually come to the vacation homes? I don't know if they can. We can order delivery. That's pretty cool. Let's get some food delivery. This is so cool. I haven't used the food delivery thing before. We'll get a BLT sandwich. Should we do that? No, I kind of want the pudding. Let's get the Yorkshire pudding. We'll do that. We'll get a pudding. So princess, come on. Actually, instead of ordering the pudding, can we get the butler who is here? It's kind of nice. Can we get the butler to prepare some food? Like, the butler's already here. Why would attend to minor? Can someone tell the butler to make some food, please? Why can we not tell the butler to make food? Prepare some food for us, woman. Well, fine. Attend to the minor. I don't know why this is such a difficult thing. Butler, come on, give us some food, please. Apparently there's cake in the fridge. We have a stove and everything. They should be able to cook, so I don't know what the issue is. Well, if that's the case, let's try and get food delivered again. Yeah, let's just get food delivered. Let's get a bunch of puddings delivered, and so they can just eat that. We'll get 4 puddings delivered. Really, only the kids are the only ones who need the pudding. Nobody else is going to eat it. So we'll get 4. I don't know when that's going to arrive. Hopefully it arrives soon. And I wonder if we can get... Can you nap here? Can she nap? I wanted to just have a quick nap while she waits for the meal to come. So, princess, let's get a bit of a nap. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, at least we know that Oriana got along well with the queen, I think, and Yuki got along well with Aphrodite, and then the Dragon Sisters got along well, I think. But this is not a good event for Zelda and for Soul, and now Soul is like so angry. Oh no! She was really sad, and now she's just really angry. Yeah, she's sad. I think she got hurt by what Zelda was insinuating, because I feel like Soul is a bit of a soft personality, and she's very tender. But probably thinking about it, after a while, she's getting really upset at like why she's feeling this way, and how Zelda is making her feel this way, and how Zelda's intentionally making her feel terrible. So now she's back to being sad. Oh, you poor thing. You poor thing. I just told them to like tell a story to each other, and then I left them alone, and that's the way the conversation went. Which is tragic, but yeah. Okay, well, I don't know why pudding's taking so flippin' long. Oh, is this food? Is this the food? Princess, go get your puddings. Let's go get the puddings. I've never really used the delivery service, so I'm kind of excited. Let's go get the pudding, and then you can share with Yuki. You guys can have 2 puddings each. That'll be so cute. So get them. Okay. Let's grab our food. Our foodsies. Give me my foodsies. Yeah, she's really hungry. Okay, are you gonna just walk into the manor, why don't you? Okay, he's putting the food down on the table. Thank you. Let's unload the delivery bag. Come on, let's unload. And then we can give Yuki some. Or we can put them in the fridge, actually. Right, okay. We have all of the food that we ordered. We're gonna put, I think, so that it lasts longer. We'll put 3 in the fridge. Actually, we'll give 1 to Yuki now. Aphrodite is gonna have her pudding, and Yuki is kind of hungry. She has a spoiled cake. That's disgusting. Let's have your pudding. Come on, let's sit and eat. Let's sit and eat. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Makes me so happy that I just gave food to my child Sam. Aww. Okay. Now she's sitting here with Oriana, and I feel as though the entire time everyone's at the winter escape, especially after the exchange of stories, I think that the scholar just regularly goes around telling bits of myth or bits of fact to the children and to the other members, like the younger vampires. So the stories never really end. Like for as long as what is this? Yeah, as long as the children are at this kind of location, the scholars are always going to be trying to impart any bit of history they can. So okay, are you done eating? Nice. That was fairly quick. Okay, so she's having her nap. She's done eating. I wanted you to play some chess. And it is midday. But actually, I don't think we have a chess table here. So she's going to have to find something else to do, actually. She wants to become playful. How does one become playful? Well, funny thing. Do we have a potion that helps with that? There's no playful potion, unfortunately. That's instant fun, but it doesn't make you playful. How does one... Okay, funny socials. Well, you know what? Zelda's right here. Your aunt is right here. So why don't you try and goof around with your aunt? And yeah, who is very angry, mind you. Let's goof around with Zelda and hopefully put her in a good mood. And hopefully she doesn't get cheesed off and jump out at us. Okay, let's try best. Do an impression. Bond with her. Bond with your priestess aunt. Did we do a vampire pun? We didn't. Let's do a vampire pun. Let's go ahead and make a silly face. Don't make fun of the adults. I don't think she'll appreciate that. Have an inside joke. And then let's go ahead and tell an outrageous story. See? Story time! Goofy story. So much story time. And then, oh look, she's playful. Excellent. Okay, I'll leave them be so they can continue doing what they want. Yuki, you really need to go to the bathroom. So let's go relieve ourselves, and then I think now would be a good time for you to slip away and have a quiet time reading. And oh my goodness, you just walked into your cousin having a bath. That's embarrassing. Oh, poor Alexia. Is she actually embarrassed? She is a little bit embarrassed, but I think Yuki is even more embarrassed. Oh goodness. Okay, Yuki, let's try and forget about that. And let's grab a book. Let's come in. Can you read something? How are there no books on this shelf? That is strange. That is very strange. Can we purchase a book? Yes, we can. You know what? Let's get a skill book. What skills does she have? Well, I don't know if the kids can read. I don't know if the kids can read like any of these skill books because I don't think there's any skill books for children. I think these are all, yeah, quite unfortunate. Okay, well, why don't emotional books? That's fascinating. Let's see. What's this? Inspirational posters. I don't know, does she want to be inspired? I mean, she is a scholar. But she would study these kind of things, right? Sleep less, jog more. The futility of trying. taking control, roadmap to love, embracing the moment and inspiring others, honing your mind's eye. You know what? This feels like something that a scholar would read, doesn't it? Yeah, I feel like this is something a scholar child would read. So she's gonna get that. And can you read it now? Yeah, she's gonna go read that. She's gonna go read that. Even though story time would probably be the better thing to do when you're relaxing instead of studying, but I don't know. It's brain food, whatever it is she's reading. But okay, guys, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode, which is probably when we'll be returning back to the castle to celebrate Zora's birthday into an adult. So keep your eyes peeled next weekend for that. Bye-bye.